Nothing much from England to get too excited about. What's interesting when you take a look at this England starting 11 is the fact that it's kind of the one that fans wanted. Just the one holding midfield. You've got Rice in the middle, you've got Mount, you've got Foden, you've got Sterling, you've got Kane, you've got Jack Grealish as well. As we welcome Don Hutchison to the show. But Craig, I kind of wanted to start with you. Why have you got so many good players on the pitch, and how could they put in such a mediocre performance?
This is a myth that you just get all your most attacking players,
right?
Or not them all, but you get a bunch of attacking players and you go, right, here's what you wanted, this is going to be better. Doesn't always work. For example, I thought they missed the energy and the drive of Calvin Phillips, who does get forward but is a more defensive player. And sometimes it's about the balance of the team, and it just didn't look right.
No.
And, you know, on top of that, Phil Foden's been decent at the start of the season, but he's been poor for England, was left out in the Euros. Grealish was actually one of the better players.
It's strange to take Grealish off,
but still no end product, takes him off. Mount and Sterling were off the pace, and Harry Kane is out of form.
Yeah.
So, look, England are going to qualify for the World Cup. It's going to happen. That was never in doubt. But I go back to the point I've been making all the time is when it gets to the crunch, with this talent pool, is Southgate the man with the mindset to get the best out of this talent pool?
Right.
That's the big question.
Yes.
You look at, you know, what Klopp's got and what Guardiola's got and what other great managers have got. Their job's to get the best out of that talent pool.
Yep.
There is no doubt England have a seriously talented bunch of players. And getting to the finals are great, albeit they lost. But it wasn't brilliant getting to the finals of the Euros. It was okay. Can he get them to be 20 or 30% better?
Yeah.
I actually think they can be.
What do you think, Don? We welcome Don to the show. Talk about the game overall. Just not great, was it, from England?
No, it was a poor performance. I understand Gareth Southgate's loyalty towards his players. I mean, he made 9 changes from the Andorra game, so he was loyal towards Harry Kane and Raheem Sterling for what they've done over the years. But I think at international level, I think it showed up tonight that you can't carry players, even against the Hungarian side, who were very good on the night, but England battered them away from home. Harry Kane's way off form. Raheem Sterling's got a lack of confidence. So you go into this sort of game and you're trying things. And I don't mind Gareth Southgate trying things because, as Craig said, they're going to qualify. It's absolutely nailed on. So you make 9 changes and you expect it to gel. On another day, it probably will because the quality's there. But as I said, you're playing Harry Kane, who's off form. Raheem Sterling's got a lack of confidence. So it's one of them where I think, like Craig said, I think what he's trying to do, Gareth Southgate, he's trying to get an extra 10% out of the squad and the personnel that he's got. And he's trying slowly to move away from Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice. And he's trying to play a different system. And that was the perfect game for him to play that sort of system. On another day, it works. Everyone's saying, great, happy days. Players got minutes, players got confidence. Didn't work tonight.
On paper, Shag, it should be working.
On paper, it should. But I think Craig hit on the point that that squad, sitting in that starting 11, desperately imbalanced. For me, Foden and Mount, a little bit too far from the attacking 3. And on the day, I think you saw, I want to say, limitations of the front 3. And I thought Harry Kane was as poor or as ineffective as Sidney Seaman in an England shirt. You want to put that down to a one-off. Raheem Sterling has been struggling with form and confidence even before the Euros. But then Gareth Southgate shows such faith in him, and he was outstanding in the tournament, particularly in the early stages. Jack Grealish continues to be this enigma, and Craig touches on it regularly how many touches he takes. He seems more interested in either walking the ball into the goal or getting an assist, as opposed to taking opportunities when they first present themselves. And for me, too, there were a couple of opportunities that were there for him to shoot, take the keeper on, and he didn't. And it invited Hungary to drop men in and soak up that pressure, and it all came to nothing. So you saw a front 3 totally out of sync, out of form, out of balance. And then 2 of the more creative midfielders in Mount and Foden not getting forward. So
right.
As a result, it just, as you described it, Dan, forgettable.
Well, I think Southgate himself, whether he's listening to press or I don't believe for a minute he's listening to supporters, if I'm being honest, and supporters might not be happy with me saying that, but the bottom line is managers and players don't.
Yeah.
But if he's listening to the press and some of the pundits, I think he's got his head in the clouds, and I think he's got a big problem. England, and I know I've said they can play a lot better and with a lot more pizzazz, and I still think that's the case. England are not good enough to go to a major tournament and play one holding midfielder and just say to the big boys, we're going to outplay you.
Right.
I think the balance has to be right with a Rice and a Phillips or whoever it is, and I think if you give that lack of protection against the better teams to the back four, your back four will get exposed, and that's always been a big concern with England. Although they defended pretty well at the Euros, they had good protection. You take that away by putting an extra forward-thinking player in, and it doesn't gel going forward, you're exposing yourself at the back. And I don't think England are ready for that. I think England's best platform is the two holding midfielders in front with a bit of extra energy from Phillips going forward, and then getting the right balance of players ahead of that.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.